What's going on, everybody? Trevor here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Range. Today, we are going to be answering the age-old question, can, or rather should, 2-year age-dated bourbon cost $80? Now, this is going to be a multifaceted video. We are going to be doing a blind flight of 3 bourbons to help answer this question, and we're just going to discuss the whole idea about younger age-dated bourbons costing more than higher age-dated bourbon counterparts. Now let's give a little backstory about where this idea of mine even came from. Last year, Jim Beam came out with a bottle called Hardin's Creek. That bottle had an age statement of 2, and it cost $80. The idea behind the bottle, what Jim Beam says, the premise of this bottle is to show that age does not mean anything when it comes to terms of the quality or how good a bottle can be. People kind of have this idea, older whiskey equals better. And this was kind of their way to show, like, no, 2-year-old stuff can be really good too. That's fine. Yes, do that. But then they went and slapped an $80 price tag on it. I don't know. It kind of rubs people the wrong way. Rubbed me the wrong way. I think that was kind of a missed thing. I don't know. They just didn't do that right, in my opinion. But to truly answer if I think that was a total mistake, what better way than to side-by-side Hardin's Creek with a couple of other bottles in the Jim Beam lineup to truly see, because blinds really do open your eyes to different ideas and change your mind on things or whatever. So this all got me thinking. I saw the Hardin's Creek, it was 108 proof, and I noticed that Jim Beam has Jim Beam Single Barrel that is also 108 proof. It's Kentucky straight bourbon, so therefore it's at least 2. So there we go, same proof, probably the same age. $30. So there's one end of the spectrum. And then I noticed another bottle in the Jim Beam lineup. Baker's 7, age stated minimum of 7, 107 proof. So right in the ballpark of the Hardin's Creek. The kicker is that it's at least 5 years older, except for mine is 8 years, 7 months. The neck tags show the age on the Baker 7, what it actually came out at, and they can get up there. So, the difference between the age of my bottle and what the sticker says it has to be is almost the same age as the Hardin's Creek. So this is a year and 7 months older than what it says it has to be for $60. There's the other kicker. Still less than the Hardin's Creek. Now, I have all of these blinded in front of me. I'm gonna have a little diagram somewhere so you know exactly what I'm drinking, but I don't, but I still color-coded. Glass A is green, glass B is clear, and glass C is black. So don't get lost. Also, just wanted to show off some Bourbon Ranch Patreon merch. If you're not on the Bourbon Ranch Patreon, what the heck are you doing? All right, let's just get into these side by side them. I will give my ranking and then we'll find out what they are. And then that will help us decide if you should charge $80 for your 2-year-old whiskey. Class A. It's Jim Beam, all of them. So nutty is going to be a word that is said a lot. So take a drink every time I say nutty. This one's got a little bit of youthful nuttiness going on. Kind of like unaged, just brand new peanut. Cheap peanut, in a bag peanut, airplane peanuts or something. Unsalted nuts. It's not bad, but it really does put off just run-of-the-mill standard Jim Beam stuff, so let's drink it. Yeah, just caramely and caramel-covered nuts. They're all around the same proof, 107 or 108. This one doesn't drink that way. I don't know what that's an indication of, but it is kind of drinks a little softer. It's just really peanut heavy, pretty much the whole way through the palate, and then you get a little bit of the extra typical bourbon notes, the caramel drizzle and the vanilla beans and all that stuff, but it's not anything to write home about. It's not terrible. So let's move on to glass B and compare it to A, and then we'll move on to C. So glass B. It smells similar to A, but just better. Like some of those youthful peanutty notes are darkening up a little bit. You're toasting my nuts. Definitely spicier. I'm getting more of a peppery thing going on, some cinnamon spice in there. Yeah, it's honestly pretty dang good, so let's try it. Still quite peanutty, but I think it's just better. It almost tastes like a different iteration of A. I can tell it's coming from the same area, but there's more going on with it, I guess. Getting a little more oak, more like a fresh oak, a new oak, not over the top, super charred oak. It's kind of like walking into Lowe's. I like the smell of Lowe's, so that's not a bad thing, but definitely a little more oak coming out of it. Again, not too bad. I think I like B better than A, if that tells you anything. Let's move on to glass C, and we will see what is up with this one, and then we'll kind of rank these, and then find out which one's which. So glass C. It's pretty clear, and I hope I'm right, and I'm not trying to guess what they are, but I just have to speak what I'm getting. I can't wait to be totally freaking wrong. This is gonna be a 2-year-old one. This one smells older. Like, I can get darker oak characteristic out of it. But, let me smell B. Yeah, that smells like a freaking sawmill or something. Yeah, there's like even some fruity notes coming out of this. I can tell whatever C is, man, it's either they did it right or it's some age coming out of there. I'm getting those darker notes. I'm getting charred barrel. I'm getting those dark fruity flavors too. That's probably my favorite of the lot for sure. It's just so, the Jim Beam peanutty, you know, it can be intense at times, and there are certain times I just don't even like it. Like, it's too nutty. Like, you just gotta tone it down, Jim Beam. Especially maybe some of the youthful ones, like pretty much their standard lineup, like all the $20 bottles they got, all kind of carry that note. And it kind of, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me that much. Hopefully, I'm guessing right. The age of this is kind of mellowing that nutty thing out and giving me a lot more of the barrel, and I'm liking it a lot. Just brown sugar, caramel bomb, with a hint of peanut. We're not leading with the peanut, and I think that's what I'm liking about it. So, I think my order for sure is C is gonna be first, and I think B is second over A. Let me just double check again. Yeah, they honestly are more similar than I thought any of these would be. Let's find out what these are, and then we're gonna discuss. The results will tell us what I think about the whole 2 years, $80 debacle. So, my last place goes to good old Jim Beam Single Barrel, 108 proof. Again, just a touch up. I think this is fine. Definitely nothing to write home about. But it was okay. It's pretty good. It's also unfiltered for fuller flavor. I like that touch. Maybe added a little more oomph to it. So for $30, not too bad. That leads to second place and ultimately first place. Second place goes to my little sample bottle of Hardin's Creek, because I didn't buy that sucker. Hardin's Creek 2-year-old came in second. Which means Baker's 7 is my first place. And this is quite telling to me because, honestly, that Baker's 7 was so much better than Hardin's Creek. Like, I like it a lot better. Not saying that I thought Hardin's Creek was bad by any means, and that's gonna lead into my point too, but the Baker's 7 just so much better. That being said, that was surprisingly not bad for being 2 years age stated. Oh my god, it's gonna be so youthful. It's kind of there, but it's so much more complex, and I think they delivered exactly what they were trying to. They wanted to show that we can put out really good, interesting stuff at a super low age. And yeah, here's my freaking issue. Why would you charge $80? Why not you just make all your stuff taste like that? Why, like, are you purposely making your 2-year-old stuff taste bad? Like, what? Why not just put this out for normal price? Make everything in the warehouse taste like that and put it out for $20, $30. I don't get the whole $80 thing even now. I think it's a missed opportunity. I don't know who they were going for. Maybe they were trying to cash grab on this whole, well, it's limited release, screw you, pay whatever we charge for it. All right, let me just wrap this up, and then we can go to the comment section. Leave a comment down below what you think of Hardin's Creek or Jim Beam putting out a 2-year-old age-stated thing, but I'm gonna give my final thoughts. My biggest issue with this, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, is not, a local distillery, a craft distillery. They have young stuff, and look what they're putting out, 2 years, 3 years old. They're like $60, $70. People don't really care about that. And I don't think the 2 years for $80 is the biggest issue about this. I think the big issue is that Jim Beam is the one doing it. The people who have Baker 7, 8-year, 7 months, $60. They have Knob Creek 9-year, Knob Creek 12-year, 15-year, 18-year. What's freaking next? Knob Creek 30-year. They're putting out crazy age-stated stuff for really good prices. This was $30, and it's pretty much like a little cousin to the Hardin's Creek. So I think the bigger issue is that Jim Beam, the juggernauts, are the ones who are putting out the 2-year, $80 bottle when they could have, and they definitely have the power to have released that bottle for a lesser price, and it probably would have had a little less backlash. I will give them props that Hardin's Creek, for being 2 years old, price excluded, pretty dang good bottle. They have the power to put out really good stuff at a really low age. Do more of it. Just lower the price. There we have it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like button. If you didn't, sug it. Remember, go down to the comment section. Let me know what you think of this, what your thoughts on Jim Beam doing this, yada, yada, yada. Go down to the comment section. We'll continue the conversation down there. Remember, again, check out the Bourbon Ridge Patreon page. We got a lot of merchandise getting boxed up, ready to go. So if you're not there, you're gonna miss out on this round of merch, nerds. And until next time, I'm Tribbles, and I will see you in the next video.